Tucked in the heart of the Bradshaw Mountains, way up high in the Arizona desert, is the tiny town of Crown King, a place where trees outnumber people and the locals know each other by name.
I've lived here full-time about 7 years, a very close-knit community. It's almost like a family.
Often called quad country for a reason, the roads are mostly dirt, but the views, oh my. Find a peak on the outside of town and you can see for miles. You don't find this in the city.
You're just closer to nature, closer to God here. And folks that come here, it's a different lifestyle, obviously, than the valley is. It's laid back more.
Tony Elsa grew up in Crown King, most of his life spent in this community. The family has a long history with Crown King.
My great-grandfather came here about 1887, and he was actually a banker from Illinois, and he invested in many of the mining properties here, notably the Crown King mine, which the town is named after.
Back then, mining was king, but eventually it fizzled out and the town went through a bit of a dry spell. The population dwindled and people moved on.
This really was a booming area during the early 1900s and before that.
These days, Crown King is making a comeback, catering to tourists and families who want to get away from the valley in hot weather come summertime. Many of the old buildings are still here and still in use. The old red schoolhouse was built back in 1917, and every year a handful of kids go to school here. It also serves as a town library.
My first year in grade school here at the school, which I graduated from after 8 years, but was 1946. And I think we had 27 kids in school when I was in first grade.
The school doesn't have nearly that many now, but the teacher-to-student ratio is probably one of the best in the state. And how many other schools are just a stone's throw from a real Western saloon?
The building is over 100 years old. It was brought up here, actually dismantled and brought up here on the backs of mules from Orabel.
The old place has since been refurbished, but it still serves as a town gathering spot where you can grab a beer and some food, play some pool, or just kick back and listen to some music on the jukebox. A brothel back in the day, visitors can check out old photos of the men and women who helped settle the town. A place some of the locals call Paradise in the Pines.
There's just no place like home. That's the bottom line of it.
Crown King may never see the glory days of the years gone by, but the people up here like it just the way it is.
See ya, Amy! See ya!
Friendly, beautiful, and 5,000 feet closer to heaven. Arizona Highways Television is brought to you by Arizona Public Service and the Arizona Office of Tourism.